Hi everyone. Do you like to do yoga but don't like getting on the floor? Well, then here you go. Nice chair yoga class just for you. Enjoy all the benefits of yoga without that getting down and up off the floor. We're going to be in the chair the entire time. I read a comment by somebody on another person's videos about how she'll get up and do some standing poses next to the chair. I'm going to call that hybrid yoga, and I'll have some hybrid chair yoga videos in the future. Let me know in the comments below if you like that. Meanwhile, we're going to be sitting in the chair the entire time, so find something sturdy that's not going to tip over on you, has a back for our relaxation at the end, and preferably no arms so that you've got room to move around side to side. All right, while you're getting ready, I just want to thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga. I'm Laura Wilson, ACE certified personal trainer and 200-hour certified yoga teacher with over 18 years experience working with seniors. My channel is all about adapting exercises to meet the needs of our changing bodies. Here, you'll find the modifications you need to keep aging actively so you can remain independent as long as possible. I post new videos every Monday, so be sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified when they're available, and hit that thumbs up button if you find these videos helpful. So we're actually just going to begin sitting tall, finding our sit bones, bringing our knees to hip distance. So let's just let our hands rest on our lap, closing our eyes, continuing to sit up nice and tall, relaxing our shoulders. And if allergies and other things aren't an issue for you, let's inhale and exhale through our nose. Just taking a moment to scan our body from head to toes. And just noticing what we're working with today. And if there's any part of the body that's talking a little louder to us, just remember to listen to that body part and make the modifications that you need today. And let's just begin to add a little movement to our breath. So we can keep our eyes closed if you wish. We're just going to inhale our arms up overhead, bring the hands together and exhale hands to our heart. And just continue here, inhaling out and up, exhaling hands to heart. On our next exhale, let's bring hands to our lap, and we're going to round our back forward, drop our chin to our chest, and then we bring our hips forward, open our heart, lifting our chin. Inhale here, and exhale as we roll everything forward again, tucking our chin, and inhale, lifting up. Flowing with our breath back and forth a few times. Bringing ourselves back to a neutral spine. Let's take our legs a little wide for this next one. We're going to warm up side to side. Reaching up to one side and then the other. Back and forth. Feeling our spine, our side waist. After we do our next side, let's come back to center, and we're going to inhale nice and tall, exhale our nose toward one hand and the other. Inhale up tall, exhale in that circle. And let's pause here and reverse it. Lifting up here, and let's bring this back to hip distance, scooting forward in our chair. And let's just extend one leg forward, lengthening up through our spine. Inhaling here, and let's exhale, bringing our heart forward. Bracing ourselves on that standing leg, knee and hip, ankle lined up, heart forward. And we're going to lift up tall for just a moment. Lift that leg up, drop it back down, point the toes. Let's hinge forward. Let's lift up, flex the foot, and bring our heart forward. And let's lift up from here, switching sides, taking this leg forward. Let's bring our heart forward too, just feeling a hinge at our hip. Other ankle lined up underneath our knee. let's lift up for a moment here. Lift that leg just for a moment, bring it down, pointing our toes, hinging forward. And let's lift it up, flexing our foot, hinging forward. And let's lift up from here, taking our legs wide. We're just gonna press lightly at the thighs, lifting up nice and tall. Starting here, breathing deeply. And let's bring our heart forward again, pressing open at our thighs. At any time you're feeling it, feel free. We can close our eyes and just feel the pose. Feel this opening in our hips. And let's lift up tall. We're gonna bring one arm to our thigh, reaching other hand to the ceiling. And let's press that same side hip into the chair. See how much space we can get between our hip and our lower rib. We can take a look up, or we can keep our gaze straight ahead. We can even look down at the floor if that feels better. Now let's lengthen up from here. We're just gonna see if we can pat ourselves on the back here, or at least maybe our head. And let's come back down, switching sides. Forearm to this thigh, let's reach up. And again, pressing down with our hip, getting some space over there. But breathable. Looking up, out, or down. Let's lift up tall from here, bringing this hand. See if we can pat our back or our head. And let's release from here, bringing our legs back in to that hip distance. Let's open up, roll our shoulders a few times. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze together, push them down, and let's reach back and hold on to the back of our chair, opening up through our chest. Taking several deep breaths here, again, eyes closed if we're feeling it. Let's release from here. We're going to tuck our tailbone. We're going to come forward, elbows to our thighs, tucking our chin in. Some of us may feel that we can actually give our legs a hug and go a little deeper. So we're all picking the option that feels best for our body today. Yoga is all about listening to our body and choosing what works today. Let's lift up from here, and we're going to make easy fists that we're going to place on our bottoms. Now, if you would rather hold on to the back of the chair and find a back bend again, use the support of the chair. Otherwise, we're going to use the support of our fists on our bottoms, rolling our elbows toward each other, and see if we can get a little more opening this way, maybe even taking our gaze to where the wall meets the ceiling. And let's release from here, sitting back a little bit in our chair. We're going to turn one leg out to the side and adjust ourselves to where we're on that thigh. Let's bring the other leg down. So for now, this knee is right underneath our thigh, and we're stable right here on our chair. Our other arm can come to the back of the chair. We can reach up. We can keep that hand on our leg. We can keep it on our other leg, wherever feels right for our shoulder today. Depending on our leg here, we can just continue to let the knee press down, pushing it down, or we can wiggle and take it back a little bit. We're taking our gaze straight ahead of where we're looking now. And we're going to add a side bend toward the back of the chair. So you can just go for it right here, letting that shoulder go toward it. If you have the arm overhead, we can actually add that extension there. Again, whatever works today. And let's lift up from here. We're going to walk this leg back in. We're going to bring it all the way in and scoot ourselves over until we're on the chair facing the side. So we're gonna do something a little different today. A lot of times we'll twist toward the back of the chair, but since there's a tendency to hold on to the chair and pull ourselves into the twist, we're gonna take our twist toward the front. So let's lift nice and tall. Our hips are gonna stay stable. I love doing this in the chair because our hips aren't going to move. We're gonna rotate from our waist and just bring ourselves around. So imagine that this is the back of the chair and we're just placing our hands on it. If you need the support of the back of your chair, turn towards your chair and just place your hands right there just for support. Meanwhile, we're gonna do it here. Now we can maybe see if our chin will go a little further over. It may or may not. Ooh, just had a little pop in my neck. Let's unwind from there. Slowly walk ourselves around to the front. Now let's just take a few breaths here in this mountain pose. And just noticing how our body is feeling right here, right now. And as we're ready, we're gonna shift to the other side. So let's take a step out with this leg, shift so that we're on it. Let that other knee come forward, adjusting so that we're sitting on the chair with that leg, hand to the chair. And again, just pressing this knee down toward the floor, or wiggling it back a little bit. Arm can reach overhead, or it can stay on one leg or the other. Breathing deeply. Let's take that side bend toward the back of the chair here, or reaching it up and over. Now let's bring this up. We'll bring our legs together so that we're facing the side. And again, we're gonna sit tall. If you need the support of holding onto the chair, turn toward the chair. Whatever you do, go to the opposite side you did before, whichever way you're doing it. And let's lengthen our spine, twist from the waist toward the front if you can. It's not that hard. Doesn't even matter if you only get this far into the twist. Wherever it is for you. And we're all discovering that while we're here today. And again, we can try to take our chin a little further over, see what's over that way. Let's unwind all this and work our way back around to the center, where we'll take another couple of breaths to see how everything feels. Hopefully, we're feeling a little balanced from doing those things on both sides. Where I'm gonna look at one more pose that's gonna be on both sides. So let's cross one leg, either ankle over the other, sitting up tall, bringing our heart forward, feeling a stretch to that hip. Or if you can get there, you can take it here, lifting up, bringing the heart forward. So this is gonna be a more intense experience of that stretch, but either way, you're gonna feel a stretch. And sometimes just getting here is enough. If you can get here, just stay here. You don't have to add the hinging forward. Again, listening to our own bodies, only going where it feels right. Now, anytime we're doing a video like this, if you wanna hit pause, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and hit pause, and then once you're ready to move on, hit play again. But we're gonna go ahead and switch for now, crossing at the ankle, lifting up, bringing our heart forward. If you're only crossing at the ankle, you may need to do the hinging forward just to feel some stretching right there in the hip. And again, coming here and just getting here can be enough. Stay here or add that hinge forward. Breathing in to that space right there at the hip. This is a pose where you may notice one side is talking to you a little more than the other. Hopefully we get it to settle down. And sometimes hitting that pause button, giving it some time, can get it to go there. Let's lift up from here, sitting back a little further in our chair. We're gonna take one leg up, flex and point. Let's take the other leg, keeping this one on the floor. And we're gonna bring that one down. And let's bring our hands together. We're gonna press down and just stretch out through our wrists a little bit. Lifting up, spreading our fingers really wide. And we're gonna lift the bottoms of our hands away. And let's bring that back down. Interlacing our fingers or keeping our hands separate for this. We're gonna rotate in one direction. So here or here, and then reverse it. Either variation. And let's go ahead and sit all the way back in our chair. And we're gonna bring the soles of our feet together. Let our knees open out to the side, hands resting at our legs, or we can interlace our hands behind our head, letting our elbows open, head resting in our hands like it's a hammock. Closing our eyes and just letting gravity open across our chest, open our hips. Seeing how this feels. Releasing from here, let's bring our hands down to our thighs. Knees up. I like to take legs a little wide. We're going to go into some relaxation. In yoga, we balance out our movement with stillness. Find that yin to the yang. I like to take my legs a little bit wider, feet a little further out, and then find a spot, and you can feel free to move your chair to the wall so you can rest your head against the wall if it doesn't feel comfortable. Just resting gently, naturally, right here in the center. And then once we're in a place that we feel good, let's close our eyes for a moment. Allowing our breath to just come and go naturally. Observing where in our body our breath is. Where do we feel it? Allowing our shoulders to drop. Releasing tension at our hips and legs. Softening the muscles of our face. Let's become aware of our breath again. And wherever it is, let's bring it to our belly. And then we're going to wiggle our fingers and our toes. And just start to move the rest of our body. I sometimes like to just reach overhead and take a big stretch. And in your own time, let's make our way back up to that seated position where we started. Knees at hip distance, hands on our legs, spine tall, shoulders over hips. Let's close our eyes here again and just observe our body again from head to toes. How is it feeling now? And feel free to leave me a comment below letting me know if you did feel any kind of difference. Whether you're more relaxed or maybe something's hurting from where you stretched it too much. Let me know in the comments how you feel after this yoga experience. And let's just open our eyes, just kind of move naturally here. Awesome. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today as always. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate those comments that you leave me below. Make sure that you subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe because it's free. All they got to do is set up a Gmail account. If you find this video valuable, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to check the description that's listed below the video. And find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I have a Facebook group as well. where you can get some extra quick tips and tricks throughout the week instead of waiting until Monday for a new video on YouTube. Also, if you want to see some more chair yoga, just click the link that should be popping up on the screen as we speak. All right? Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.